When the soft top of the Smart Cabrio catches when closing, you must reset it. Connect the vehicle to a battery charger and check the run of the slider. Here it's clear to see there's an offset between the guide rail of the roof cassette and the roof bars. Also, the striker bolt of the B-pillar lock is positioned incorrectly. Remove the roof bars and stow them in the storage compartment of the tailgate. The B-pillar trim is secured with 2 expanding rivets. Unclip the plastic cover. To save time with the adjustment and for future adjustment operations, prepare a tool. For the adjustment, replace the guide pins of the roof bars using a spare bolt, which was shortened by 25 mm. If you use the roof bars with the shortened bolts, you get access to the front screw without having to remove the roof bars each time, and this saves a lot of time. Check the transition between the roof cassette and the roof bar. You can adjust the gap in 3 different directions. The gap in the X direction should be between 1 and 2 mm. In the Z direction, not greater than 1 mm, and in the lateral offset in the Y direction, this should be not more than 0.5 mm. First, the striker bolt must be positioned correctly. Do this by unscrewing the 2 screws on the B-pillar lock. Position the lock so the bolt is flush at the apex in the lock. In this case, the guide rail of the roof cassette is still too far out and needs to be adjusted. Remove the B-pillar lock. Insert up to 1 mm thick washers under the screws and reinstall the lock. Close the top and check the gap dimensions. You can also adjust the gap dimension by repositioning the main bearing. Open the top completely and disconnect the tension latches. Undo the 2 screws and adjust the main bearing to how you want it. Horizontal changes affect the gap on the X-axis. Vertical changes affect the clearance in the Z direction. Close the top completely until the soft top motor is relaxed. If the gap along the X-axis is still too wide, you can adjust the roof bar of the A-pillar, moving it to the rear. For this, you first have to remove the inner lining of the sun visors. Remove all screws and make sure to remove the cover of the interior light. Undo the screws of the front attachment points of the roof bar. With the following part numbers, you can order the spacers in 2 thicknesses. Slide the spacer under the attachment point and tighten the screws. Then put the roof bars back on and check the closing movement. That looks good. Here the slider catches. This is due to a slight twisting of the rails. To counteract this problem, take the roof bar out again. Attach a strip of tape like this one under the rail towards the rear of the roof bar. After this fine-tuning, the top mechanism closes properly. Make sure that the soft top is stretched enough when closed. All work shown are of course feasible on both sides.